Today I'm gonna build a terrarium for one of my pinguiculas. I've been excited to do this, and it's the new year, so I thought I'd start off with the new year with a nice project. Here we go. So today I hope to build a kind of like a Star Wars themed terrarium, and I'm going to try to take you guys step by step on everything that I'll use and put together. And I just want to have some fun with it. So I think the best way to kind of get going is just to kind of jump on in. Now, I've prepped a lot of the materials. I'll kind of pull some in one by one right here. So like, for example, I have black aqua sand I'm going to use as the very bottom. I have Sphagnum Moss to kind of put in the middle. I have also some Pinguicula mix that I'm going to put together. And I have some live moss and some sand. So hopefully it'll turn out the way I've been thinking about it, but who knows? You know, you never know. So first off, when I put down my this black aqua rocks, so I'm going to use this as the very bottom kind of like substrate. So it's basically going to be about 1/2 inch at the bottom, and I'm going to use that to kind of let the water just kind of like settle in on the bottom. And I'm going to also use some mesh too, so none of the substrate will kind of hopefully not go too far down into the very bottom, just to kind of keep it separate. Okay. Now, a lot of this design that I've been wanting to put together, obviously there's got to be some inspiration behind it. And when I continually watch like my YouTube videos, like this one channel, this guy is like, dude, this guy is super awesome. It's SerpaDesign. So I will link his channel in the description, but he did have one video that he did on carnivorous plants, like a terrarium. And I was like, oh, that's super cool. I want to do something similar. Now, right now, what I'm doing is I'm kind of laying down like the mesh that I'll use in the middle right here. So the reason why I'm just putting down some paper underneath is, one, so you can see it, and then two, so I'm going to use like a Sharpie so that the ink, when it goes around, it doesn't go through the bottom, and then it'll mark all my other stuff. So I'm just going to kind of like eyeball it, like hopefully just like 1 inch away from like the bowl. No fine science to this. Just wanted to mark this. Okay. And then what I'll do here is I do have some scissors. And then I'll try to cut like on the inside of the Sharpie mark. I guess the reason why I'm doing that is so when I put this together, the Sharpie doesn't, you know, seep in to the terrarium. Okay, and there she does it for the mesh. I do have 2 pieces here. I got this actually from my my wife. She does a lot of crafting, so I kind of just took some of her material because I thought it would just kind of like work out Perfect. And that was the reason for putting down like the paper, right? You see like the Sharpie mark. All right, that's done. And I'm definitely using a glass bowl here, right? There's no hole underneath, so there's definitely going to be standing water right down below. That's all right. So now I'm going to put in the black, kind of like aqua rocks right here. Just kind of put it in. And as I was preparing this, you're like, oh, why are you pouring it all? I did pre-measure kind of like the amount of rocks, how much I wanted in there. Kind of shake it, let me kind of smooth it out. And I'm not sure if you can kind of see, right? It's about 1/2 inch. Kind of keep it there. And then I'm going to put this mesh on top. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. And then next thing is what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Sphagnum Moss to kind of fill like the bottom. So this is very similar to what I do in my my ping pots. I'll do a layer of Sphagnum Moss. Oops. It's like I kind of wanted to like spin it around, but it's not gonna move on the table here. And I also want just about probably like another like 1/2 inch too. And 1/2 inch layer. Try to get enough here. I guess you can never have too little of Sphagnum Moss. I bought a brick early this year and I think I'm almost down to like 1/3. I've used a lot of Sphagnum Moss. I really didn't think I was going to use a whole lot. All right, that's layer 2. I think that's enough. Obviously I can put like more, but knowing me, I just don't want to run out of room. I haven't fully prepared or measured it to make sure it doesn't overflow. Because I do have, so next is going to be a layer of my Pinguicula mix, right? So that mix is 1 part perlite, 1 part pumice, 1 part peat moss, and sand. So I use 4 ingredients for that, and I just mix it up. So here is I do have now the Pinguicula mix. And I'm just going to just do the same, right? I'm going to have like another layer of it. Right, you have black rocks, a little mesh, Sphagnum Moss, and your mix. Now, that's kind of like the foundation. And I think now here is where I'm hoping the creative side comes out. Because I'm a little excited for this. Okay. Next thing that I'm going to do is I bought a whole bunch of moss because I wanted to have one side kind of like a green side And then, so maybe like one side is going to be, you know, moss on the other side, one side, the left side, and then kind of like a desert, like Tatooine, on the right side. And that's where like the ping will live. So the ping will live more like the desert side. The moss is going to be, I don't know, you know, the rebels, they go in the forest, they have a lot of moss. But I'm going to try to do is cut out a rebel symbol in the moss. And then within that moss that's kind of cut out, I'm hoping to put some blue rocks in there, kind of like water, but it'll be like a rebel symbol. So this is going to be interesting. So as you can see, I'm kind of fumbling around because I'm not sure what to do, but that's okay. I'll get there. Kind of have to map it out. So my wife, she's very crafty. I asked her to cut out a few rebel symbols. So this is the one I'm going to use. Maybe not this exact one because I'm not sure. But I mean, what I mean is I'm not sure if I'm going to use this exact cutout to kind of trace the moss with it. But there are two different sizes. I asked her to cut out a 2-inch. And then I asked her to cut out a 2.5-inch, just for size. And just by looking at this, if I was to lay that down, I don't think that'd be, that's kind of like small. Actually, let me just lay them right next to each other. I'm not there yet, right? So I can kind of, let me just kind of get this a little even here. So to me, I think that the slightly larger one is going to win. I like that one better. So that's the 2.5 inches. This bowl is 6 inches in diameter. Now, she did cut 2 styles for me, right? Kind of like a stencil where I can, you know, lay the moss down and maybe I can kind of cut around it. Or if I lay the moss down, I can put this on top and then cut the bits around it. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this yet, but that's the whole purpose of this, right? We are, or at least I am experimenting and see how this goes. So the moss that I'm going to put in here, it's called sheet moss. So this is just one, look at that piece. Wow, it kind of just fits. Hey, that's kind of cool. So, like I said, right, I'm going to do this, and then hopefully, right, when I cut out the rebel symbol, inside the rebel symbol, I'm going to put like these blue rocks, kind of be like water. And then I'll put Baby Yoda, i.e. Grogu. I don't know how you feel about his name. I'll put him as he's kind of peering over because, you know, has like a little frog. The little frog likes water. I don't know. Sorry. That's just, I just thought that was funny. Okay. So what to do? Okay. So if I lay this on top, just like this, oh, geez. This is where it starts to get a little daunting for me. Really not sure how to approach this. Okay, so I just have a little, kind of like a little crafting blade that I always use for my plants. Don't worry, I sanitized it and everything already before this. So I have this. I got a pair of scissors. Actually, let me just show you. A pair of scissors. I got another couple pairs of scissors to kind of play with. So I'm not sure, but just by looking at this piece, I feel comfortable that this should work. So let me just cut into it. I feel like this is like one of those little drills. No, not the drill. It's like a handsaw. You know, like the blade is like oscillating like up and down. Well, I guess it's kind of cutting. And I know I'm not gonna like be like exact. Wow, okay. Well, I guess, let me just try to push this in. I'll probably have to like cut this like multiple times, because I'm sure like this moss, it's gonna be like, what the hell? Hey, well, I got a chunk out. Uh-oh. I take it out and then I won't be able to tell what the shape is. So my goal is to hopefully just kind of cut through all the moss so that I can see like the bottom of like the substrate. And I think it's okay just to kind of keep on pulling at it. So if I just get like the bottom shape, I think I'll be happy. Because what I can do then is just kind of push it so then it just knows. All right, get some water up there. So I figured that this is gonna be like the longest part because you gotta be a little bit more careful. Because I have a feeling that once I'm kind of almost done with this, what I will do is I'll just fill pieces like back in. Does it look like a rebel symbol to you at this point? I've definitely chopped this sucker up. I think that's okay. It's all right. So I guess while I'm at it, let me just kind of fill in some side areas. So like, for example, so I can kind of fill this moss in there. Oh, and just to show you, I just kind of got a piece of moss and I'm just cutting it. This moss is going to sit on top of the substrate anyway, so I expect it to grow. When I got it in the eBay package, it had a lot of dirt underneath. It looked like mud, like kind of like mud or clay. You can kind of see it like right there. Might as well fill it in right now so then I can work on it. Okay, so, you know, in my head, it always looks better, but now I have a different idea here because I'm gonna need to kind of figure this out. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna open this wide up here, just make a circle. That's probably what I should have done to begin with, but that's okay. All right, you can see the ping mix down below. You can see the moss. Is that a big enough circle right there? Let me just see. All right, I'm just gonna push this over a little bit. Moss is gonna kind of like fill in right there. And then I guess what I have is like two kind of like pieces, two kind of like mini circles. So let's just try that out here. Right? I have a piece of moss right there. Is that gonna fit? Nope, nope, that's too big. All right. I guess I kind of like leave it right there. Let's see if I can make like another one. Okay. Now I can definitely guarantee you can definitely see, right? Totally looks like a rebel symbol here. All right. Sorry, my dry humor, but it definitely does not. But let's see. Now I'm gonna kind of pack this in. I'm gonna use like the blue rocks here. So these are blue aqua rocks. I've already pre-washed them. So my hope is that when I kind of start filling this in, maybe it will start to look like a rebel symbol here. Get a little fancy. Well, kind of looks like one. Kind of does and kind of doesn't. I think that's what the hard part is, right? I can definitely tell you that, oh man. The hard part is gonna be like, you know, when you show it to someone, you're like, what is that symbol? Like, is that what I have here? Does it look like a rebel symbol. I don't know, it just kind of close. And then, you know, when you show this to people, they're going to be just so kind. Oh, yeah, you know, it totally looks like, you know, a rebel symbol. I totally get it. It's all right. Don't hurt my feelings. Or there's no need. You're not going to, I mean, what I mean is you're not going to hurt my feelings. I don't really get offended that easily. So I'm going to take a look from the top. Oof. I think what I was trying to achieve was the blue rocks to be like, I don't want it to be like sunken in. All right. I mean, this is my first try. Should I have done just all blue instead of like the multicolor? I don't know. Maybe I'll clean that up later. Or I can just leave it. I guess maybe in my own heart, I know that this is a rebel symbol. So that's for that part of it. Okay. So do I have enough moss on the side? And it will grow, right? It's gonna grow some. I can already tell, like, when my kids look at this, they're gonna be like, what is that, Dad? I'm just gonna say it's a blue circle, it's a pond. Exactly. Okay, so there's that piece. All right, that was just for everybody, that was my attempt at a rebel symbol. Star Wars. Use your imagination. How about that? I'll just leave it as that. Use your imagination. Okay, so the next step is I need to kind of fill out now like the other side, right? This is going to be kind of like where my Pinguicula is going to be. And then make it a little bit more Tatooine-ish. So let me pull over. So here's the ping that I have. This is the ping that I bought off of eBay. Let me kind of see how much space do I have for this ping. Oops, I guess I should be doing a little bit closer over here. Not blocking your camera view. So good news is what I see in here is that there's another pup growing. Yeah, see, there's another little pup. So I just kind of plucked it off. And I'm gonna just let it, I'm gonna grow it on the side. Oh, where can I put you? I'm just gonna put it right here on top for right now. Okay. So it's gonna fit just right here on the side. I'm gonna have it just kind of sitting in here. Just like that. So first off, is this gonna be a good enough amount for this ping to grow? I think first off, I need to kind of update this soil. Gotta be careful about these leaves. It's really, they are not like sensitive, but let's say particular. Delicate, that's the right word I'm just trying to find here. They are delicate. Okay, let me move these out of the way. think I'm gonna put just a little mound here. I'm gonna put a little mound, but then I'm also gonna do a little thumbprint, a little hole right there. So I can just kind of put this ping on top. I'm gonna push some of this, the ping mix on the inside. Just push some like underneath. Just kind of push it down a little bit. Just be careful of the delicate leaves. As you can see, like one just fell off, but that's fine. It's falling off. Propagate that. It's like a leaf pulling. Okay. So now how I'm gonna make this side over here, to me it's my left-hand side. I wanna make it a little bit more like Tatooine-ish, right? I gotta make it a little bit more like desert looking. So let's see here. What I have then now is this. Ooh, it's really bright in this video right here, right? And maybe like the overhead. So it's very white. So this is also some sand that I've gotten, like some aqua sand. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of layer it on top. Right, so I'm just gonna go around and just layer it, just give a little nice layer. You see me just kind of speed things up here. Okay, I am done with that part right there. Well, how does it look? What do you guys think? I mean, for me, I think it looks great, right? This is my first try. I've never done this before. In my mind, right, you always have like some kind of like image or, you know, a vision of what you want it to like come like. It's not like perfect, but that's okay. I think I've achieved what I really wanted to, but I think there's one last thing that I'm forgetting, and this is the most important part. It's Baby Yoda, right? He needs to have a home. So this is what we call like the Black Series. So Star Wars has these cool like action figures. I've collected them as kids. When I was a kid, I don't have too many these days. That's okay. But I definitely liked when Star Wars came out with their Black Series. Packaging looks great. The toys are always like to me, they're great looking. The detail on there. So it's definitely been on point. So if you've never seen the Black Series, like the Baby Yoda, I can show you. Cute little guy. I'm just gonna pop him out. Has a little container here. A little container with all his kind of like accessories right there. Okay. All right. So if you've been watching like the Mandalorian series, this little ball, this gray ball, that's the shifter knob from the airplane. The little brown bowl, that's a little teacup, but I'm just gonna put it right there in the sand so that I can just see it. And this was the whole point, right? So Grogu, Baby Yoda, or the child, right? You have 3 different things people are calling him these days. He likes frogs. So in one of the episodes in series 1, there was a frog scene where he grabbed like the frog and ate him. So that's where I just wanted to kind of lay like the frog on the moss, right? It has a little pond. And then I just wanted, yep, I can actually probably put him right here. Kind of like him right here. I just wanted Baby Yoda just to kind of be part of like the landscape. And that's it. That's all she wrote. I'm actually super excited. This actually looks great. And then, you know, that's definitely like the final touches. If I was to like lift this up, ooh, I think it feels like maybe like 10, 15 pounds. That's okay. And then one last thing that I really need to do, I just need to water it. So for my pings, I have a 0 filter. You can kind of see it just right here. It's a 0 filter. I poured into another watering can because like pouring angle on this isn't the best. And part of this was water it. And I guess it's fitting that I'm going to water it right in the pond. I'm just going to let it slowly pour in. And then, you know, it's glass here, so I can kind of see where like the water amount is, right? So it's about like an inch. It's about like an inch of water. It's about where like the Sphagnum Moss is. But that's it. Okay. So this probably took me about, I want to say about 35 minutes to put together here or there. Wow, that's actually pretty long. Longer than I expected. I guess. But I'm definitely happy that I'm done. Am I happy with the final product? Absolutely. I can't wait for this ping to continually grow. I want to see maybe where the moss grows. When the moss grows, maybe then you'll see like the true rebel symbol like in the middle. But hopefully clearly it's like, you know, the Tatooine side, a little jungle side. But definitely, you know, I enjoy Star Wars. And I like to maybe incorporate these things into my own plant collection. You know, over time, when you're into certain things, they kind of blend together and make creations. So with that, this is a great start off to 2021. I wanted to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This is how I put this all together, and I'll be posting some pictures on my Instagram, and we'll go from there. Yeah, no, I'm really excited about this. And right after this video is done, I'm gonna go enjoy a nice glass of wine because I think I definitely deserve it. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, put on some post notifications for my future videos that I hope to put out. So thank you and take care.